Welcome to Not the Odd Couple, creating success for all students through teacher professional development. I'm Shannon Schultz, a special education instructional coach.
And I'm Therese Weiler, a gifted and talented instructional coach.
Hi, I'm Shannon.
Hi, I'm Therese.
And now we're going to play Would You Rather This or That?
This is an engaging way to highlight variability of those of us in a room or in a conference.
I'm going West Coast.
I'm going East Coast.
Water fountain or bubbler?
Water fountain.
Water fountain. Facilitate an IEP meeting or facilitate a staff meeting? I would actually stay in the middle. I'm fine with either.
Would you rather analyze student data or create a bulletin board?
Bulletin board for me.
Data. Would you rather eat in the teacher's lounge or in your classroom or office?
Classroom.
Classroom. Would you rather monitor recess duty or the lunchroom?
I'm going with recess.
I'm going with lunchroom.
Ew. Would you rather start your day at 5 a.m.
Yes.
or stay at school until 6 p.m.?
Would you rather grade or score essays or math tests? Would you rather work late one night a week or come in on the weekend?
Work late.
Come in on the weekend.
Would you rather provide a staff development for your colleagues or write a scholarly article?
Provide a staff development.
I think I would too, actually.
Would you rather facilitate a PLC or a book study?
Honestly, I'm going to go neutral. I could do either.
I'm with you. Ooh. Would you rather have year-round school or go to school 4 days a week?
Oh, yeah.
Would you rather address a disagreement with a coworker or go to a supervisor to take care of the matter?
Teresa, I'm just glad you're on that side of the screen, so I'm going to address it with you.
And that's the end.
So now, had we been live, we would have asked you to get up and move to the side of the room which indicated your this or that preference. If you're interested in using this template in the future, you can find this link within our session materials.
The video linked here is one of our 4th and 5th grade students engaging in this activity in their classroom. This was done in November 2019. Throughout this session, we will incorporate active engagement strategies that we have used during professional development sessions, as well as with students and classrooms in our district. You will find video links throughout the slides. How did we become the odd couple? Our collaboration began around a twice exceptional 3rd grader in 2013. This student had been identified as academically gifted and with educational autism. Together, we worked with his teacher to differentiate within the classroom. We focused on using his strengths as a learner to build his skills and strategies as a classmate. Since that first student, we have collaborated on many students who have jagged learning profiles.
Todd Rose says, there is no such thing as an average learner. Educating ourselves about UDL became a top priority. As our learning grew, we recognized how the principles of UDL were especially important, designing our instruction to engage and ensure success for all students on the edges. Furthermore, we know that what's good for one may be good for many. Thus began our journey of providing professional development to teachers in the Fond du Lac School District. By the end of this session, participants will be able to 1. Develop a plan for introducing staff to the principles of Universal Design for Learning, and develop a plan to support staff to implement the principles of UDL.
By the end of this session, participants will have strategies for purposeful goal setting to implement for themselves as well as students, engagement strategies modeled throughout this session to use with all learners.
At IEP meetings, I often hear teachers who wish to support students to set individual learning goals or develop self-advocacy skills. Recently, one of our high school social studies teachers asked, "Why is this a special ed goal? Wouldn't this be good for all students?"
Richard Cash is an educator and author. One of his books is Self-Regulation in the Classroom, helping students learn how to learn. He has also published a few other books geared towards the educators of gifted children. Even though Cash is a leader in the GT world, his strategies for self-regulation make sense for the students on the edges. We have taken his student perception questionnaire from Chapter 8 in Self-Regulation in the Classroom to support students with goal setting and self-regulation. There is a lot of text on this questionnaire. There is a lot for learners to think about. At this time, we want to focus on just 2 of the questions. Please look at the 2nd and 4th questions. We've highlighted those questions on the screen. We would like you to take some time right now and answer these 2 questions from the questionnaire. You may choose to write your response, record with your phone, sketch a picture, or respond in a way that is comfortable for you. Please hit pause while you respond.
Thank you for taking a moment to consider your individual needs for goal setting and self-regulation. On this slide, we share with you a new strategy that quickly became a favorite for teachers and kids in Fond du Lac. We learned about the 4 Ps from Greg Wolcott. He is the author of Significant 72 and consults with many schools around the nation on the importance of building relationships with all learners in a school. In August of 2019, Wolcott introduced the 4 Ps to our new teachers as well as us. Right away, Therese and I appreciated how the 4 Ps honors the variability of learners, including educators, to process information and respond to new understanding. As a partnership, we have different preferences for processing and sharing ideas. I have a strong public Twitter presence, whereas Therese processes privately and prefers to share that information in a more personal approach. The video link on this screen shows a 5th grade classroom learning about and utilizing the 4 Ps options within an interactive read aloud. If you are interested in watching our students, you can scan the QR code on this screen or refer to our materials folder. We have been working on the implementation of the principles of UDL for almost 6 years. During the 2018-2019 school year, we were able to successfully roll out a plan that met the needs of the staff while keeping in mind the variability which existed. In the summer of 2019, I went out on a limb and emailed Katie Novak to share how our district created a timeline for our implementation. Katie graciously asked one of her staff members to pretty up our timeline, which resulted in this template. We would like you to spend a few minutes exploring our implementation template. Please pause this presentation while you peruse our template.
A wonder wall can be a great place to hear the many questions that are swirling through the minds of our students. This is a strategy which provides a space and a place for our students to jot down their wonderings. Students can dive into the deep questions that they have with less fear of embarrassment or being so different from other students. It also provides a safe place for students to develop good questions instead of quick answers. We gathered Wonderwall from Dr. Mary Howard. After having some time to process our UDL implementation template, what are you wondering about? For distance sake, we invite you to ask your questions or wonderings on our sessions notepad. We plan to respond to your wonderings with Google Notepad.
After some heavy-duty processing, let's take a little break by watching $100,000 Pyramid.
For $100,000, Victor, here's your first subject. Go.
Pigeon, seagull.
Kinds of birds.
Private, lieutenant, sergeant.
A person in the military.
Oh, I'm almost due.
Something a pregnant woman would say.
Yeah. Because it's raining outside. Because it's
Why
hot.
you would have
Because I don't want rain to fall on me.
Why you would have an umbrella?
Yeah. Your nose. Your runny nose.
Things you wipe.
Your sick nose.
Things
Your
you blow.
LA traffic. LA traffic lanes.
Things that are congested.
Yeah. Your tie. Your television brightness. Your
Things that are colored.
Your necktie. Your crooked necktie.
Things you adjust.
Pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm. One of our goals is to provide you with engagement strategies to take back to your classrooms and or professional development sessions. Had we been live, we would have invited you to grab a partner to play $100,000 Pyramid. During this distance-based session, we will walk you through the game template for $100,000 Pyramid, which also previews our 5 keys to a successful UDL implementation.
Today's subject, things associated with successful UDL implementation. The why. If you were playing this right now, how would you give clues to get your partner to say why?
Leader. What could you say to get your partner to respond with leader?
Professional development. I'm trying to think what I would actually say if I had to get my partner to say professional development.
Collaboration. What would prompt your partner to say collaboration? What clues?
9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Time.
Woohoo!
And finally, data. What would you say about data that would help your partner guess data?
Something Therese likes to do.
Yes. And we would all win.
As we shared earlier, we want to highlight engagement strategies that we have used in our PD sessions and classrooms. These links are available via the QR codes and can be found in our session materials. Before we dive into our 5 keys to successful UDL implementation, please enjoy these photos of one of our 4th grade classrooms previewing their new vocabulary and concepts related to nonfiction text features. We have learned about the importance of previewing from James Nottingham, educator, author, consultant. We believe that by giving time to briefly read through the UDL implementation timeline, along with exploring what could be a rousing game of $100,000 pyramid, you have previewed our 5 keys to a successful UDL implementation. The 5 keys are 1. The why of UDL, 2. Administrator and school leadership support, 3. Specific time allotment for professional development, ongoing, 4. Specific time for grade level and or content area PLC meetings, 5. Data collection, ongoing progress monitoring, and accountability.
Teachers are hesitant to jump in behind new ideas. We know that UDL has been around for a while. As Katie Novak shares on page 29 in UDL Now, the thing is, UDL has already been around for over 25 years, and it's not going anywhere. To help teachers understand the why of UDL, we gave them choice in reading from the pieces listed on the slide. If you would like to access our text selections, see the materials in our session folder. The more I learned about UDL, the more obvious it was to me that this is what the learners I serve need. Intentional planning that considers barriers and engages learners. choice in how students are able to interact with information, and variability in how they are able to express their learning. It seems like it was developed for learners on the edges of the norm. These are my students. I've also been thankful that UDL looks at how we have to teach students how to be expert learners. Knowing a lot or processing quickly is not the same as being an expert learner. Strategies need to be taught and developed. We need to meet students where they are at with their executive functioning, as well as their content mastery. These are just a few pictures of the engagement strategies that we utilized to support teachers to understand the why. Answer Garden is an interactive webpage which allows participants and students a forum to share ideas. Identity of shared items is not disclosed. Therefore, there is no embarrassment if a word is misspelled. Affinity mapping is a strategy used to brainstorm ideas, followed by taking those ideas and creating maps or categories. This strategy allows for all voices, thoughts to be heard and/or shared. A modification would be to allow students to create a quick sketch. The 6-word summary is a fun strategy for summarizing. For reluctant writers, the 6-word summary provides a concrete number for the writing expectation. Just 6 words. For our more verbose students, the 6-word summary provides the challenge of only using 6 words. Choose your words wisely. In the photo showing variability, we simply put out markers for the staff to jot down ideas. We ask students to purchase a plethora of school supplies at the start of each school year. Creating anchor charts or gathering ideas on a poster-sized piece of chart paper is a time when we can ask them to pull out those markers.
Key number 2 is the administrator and school leader support. To successfully implement UDL, it is important that key stakeholders, including the principal, reading specialists, and team leaders, share the common belief that we can reach all learners by being mindful of the principles of UDL. Now we are going to ask you to press pause to take a look at the rubric of school readiness, as well as the principal questionnaire that we have developed and continue to update as part of our district implementation process. Please press pause now. We would like you to meet Chegwin Elementary's principal, Carrie Saunders. In this short video, Carrie will share how the implementation of UDL has impacted teacher instruction and student learning at her school.
Hi, I'm Carrie Saunders, principal at Chegwin Elementary School in Fond du Lac. Our school family is composed of 336 students in grades 4K through 5th. We have a diverse population. 44% of our students are identified as white, 7% identify as Asian, 18% as African American, 23% as Hispanic Latino, and then 8% of the students identify as 2 or more races. %75% of our school family qualifies for free and reduced lunch. And 16% of our students here have been deemed eligible for special education services, which is a number that's too high in my opinion. Each day our goal is really to celebrate and honor the uniqueness of each and every one of our students so that they can grow and achieve all that they can as learners. to achieve the goal, we know that we need to be intentional, collaborative, and data-driven. We began the 2019-2020 school year with a focus on student engagement. Our staff, so classroom teachers, support staff, including special education, the ELLs, and our encore, gym, media, music, art, all participated in professional development after school 2 times a month. We challenged ourselves as a staff to be mindful of engagement as we plan for each and every school day. As the months have gone by, our teachers recognize and honor our students for their increased engagement as we share out celebrations at the beginning of our grade level PLCs. Now that we have reached our halfway mark of this school year, we are really emphasizing all 3 principles within the UDL framework. So how does that look? We are using our after-school professional development time to collaboratively and intentionally plan our units of study. Our reading specialists, support staff, instructional coaches, and myself are all at the grade level teams to plan as a collective group. We are really emphasizing the power of collective efficacy, believing that all of our students can and will succeed. Each and every single student at Chegwin will succeed and achieve. As we move forward for the remainder of this school year, we will continue to hold ourselves to high standards as professionals, and we will use checkpoints within the principles of UDL to guide us with our instructional planning. We will continue to set high expectations for each of the students in our Chegwin family. At Chegwin Elementary in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, we believe that all means all, and we are determined to really support each and every one of our Chegwin students to learn and achieve each and every day, all day long.
Key number 3 is ongoing professional development. From the start, the administrator scheduled this time. This professional development time was not negotiable for doctor's appointments, IEP meetings, or other foreseeable conflicts. PD sessions were held twice monthly on Wednesdays after school from 3:30 to 4:15. After each session, we took time to reflect and evaluate what went well and what needed to be addressed or revised going forward. The reading specialists and principal from Chegwin helped with our reflections and then wanted in on the planning. In order to meet without distractions, our expanding team planned until 6 o'clock on Wednesday nights. Here are some images along with links to activities of our after-school PD sessions at Chegwin. Your Zoom-weary eyes are not deceiving you. The participants are energized and having fun at these after-school PD sessions. This is evidence of the professionalism and willingness to continuously grow as educators.
Spring in Wisconsin brings the excitement of March Madness with our Wisconsin Badgers, spring training for our Milwaukee Brewers, and the melting of snow. In March of this year, our team had planned for teachers to commit to peer observations, co-teaching, and video recording. Teachers were actually excited to sign letters of intent for their spring training. Teachers turned in their letters of intent to the principal with their specific plans. The momentum or buzz of this individualized professional growth was a whirlwind. Unfortunately, the school buildings closed on March 17th, and we are left to wonder what this would have looked like. Because the reading specialists, principal, and instructional coaches continue to collaborate about this year and next year, we are confident that we will be able to pick up the enthusiasm towards continuing this important work. We have some revisions to make to our 5-year plan, but by working with administrators and planning now, we will be okay.
Key number 3 has a lot of layers to it. In a live session, participants would have processed key number 3 using the activity Stick to the Point. We recommend thinking about our 5-year plan or our professional development requirements using the activity Stick to the Point. In Stick to the Point, individuals pull a stick with a number from a cup. Group members take turns responding to the question on the stick. If you are feeling like you would like to authentically interact with the Stick to the Point activity without making 7 sticks, you can go to the number generator to generate a random number 1 through 7. You would then read the question assigned to that number. Pause if you would like to try the number generator and independently respond to the question. Please feel free to share thoughts or comments on our session's notepad. Reading specialists have included us in the PLCs focused on literacy to help teachers see the weaving of UDL within the curriculum. Collective teacher efficacy begins in the professional learning community, or PLC. Our school district values the power of the PLC and has created common grade level planning time for this collaboration. At Chagwin, the principal has made sure that our special education and ELL teachers are included within grade level teams. The framework of UDL is embedded within our discussions as we respond to Rick Dufour's 4 key questions. What do we want students to know or be able to do? How will we know when they know it? What will we do if they don't know it? And how will we respond if they already know it? We also address issues within our curriculum about accessibility using the UDL framework. Because our team includes so many professionals with varying expertise, we are able to answer questions in real time. Sometimes there isn't enough time during the day for PLCs to accomplish all of their goals. These photos show teams meeting after school with coaches, specialists, and the principal to continue the work of planning writing units of study as a PLC.
Our final key to a successful UDL implementation is understanding and responding to data. Data drives our instruction, reflection, and actions forward. iReady, BAS, CFAs, Forward, ACT, these words and jumbles of letters refer to different assessments that we administer with or to students. All of that data needs to come together to better design instruction for each student. These images show our teams reflecting and responding to our data as they plan their units of instruction. We've shared what we have found to be the 5 keys to a successful implementation. In the session materials, you will be able to explore the links provided throughout our slides. We have shared a lot of information with you today. You've spent close to an hour learning with us. Right now, we would like you to pull up or look back at your goals for your learning today, which was on slide 7. Please think about the questions on the screen.
Thank you for taking time out of your time at home to learn with us. As we move forward, we hope that you will bookmark our UDL site and schedule 15 minutes to peruse our UDL site.
We would also appreciate you sharing your thoughts about this session. Shannon encourages you to publicly process on Twitter. You are welcome to revisit our session's Google Notepad. You may also want to visit our handout, which includes QR codes of all templates and activities we used with you today. Our parting words are from Pharrell. Collaborate with people you can learn from. We have learned from each other, as well as these professionals mentioned here.
Maybe we aren't such an odd couple after all. Thank you for learning with us today.